We've been going through this entire series on cultivating self-intimacy and the different types of ways that we can get more in tune with ourselves and become more intimate in our relationship with ourselves, which included physical self-intimacy. So exploring what kinds of movement and exercise feel good for our body, exploring where we might be holding emotion or tightness or injury in our body and why, exploring what we may want to do with our body more that we're not doing. Perhaps we want to be more active or we have a certain goal in mind, but we're actually sitting at a desk all day. And exploring, just staying open-minded about ways to shift our physical self-intimacy, how we care for our own body and how mindful we are of it every day. So that was the first section, physical. And then we spoke about intellectual self-intimacy, exploring ideas and concepts and curiosities, maybe ones that we had as a child, maybe ones we had a few years ago, maybe things that we've had to set aside because life came up and other things became more important. But our intellectual curiosities, what are things that we want to learn more about? If we had extra time, say an hour a week, what could we do with that to stimulate our brain? What are you really craving intellectually? Then we went to talk about emotional and mental self-intimacy, which we spent a couple of sessions on because that goes a little deeper. So the emotional self-intimacy obviously can have lots and lots and lots of layers. We've all built up lots of stories and lots of conditioning throughout our lives. And this conditioning gets sometimes set in our physical body, or it just becomes a way of thinking about ourselves. It kind of becomes our limitations in life, or what we think are our limitations. So we worked with that a little bit, tried to explore if and where we were feeling stagnant emotions or old, chronic, residual emotion within the body and what that might feel like at any point in time. Some of us have things that come up briefly and then go, and then some of us have had things in the body that we're feeling that may be discomfort or dis-ease that stay for years and years. And a lot of them, if not the majority of these physical complaints and issues, stem from emotional issues. Now today, hi from Colorado. Hello, welcome. Today this is our last class, so I just wanted to kind of review all of those briefly that we touched on. And today we're diving into spiritual self-intimacy, which spiritual meaning your own gifts, your own things that you bring to the world that are unique. All right, let's get started, shall we? So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting up on 2 blocks, so my hips are nice and high, letting my back and my spine lift up tall. Feel your head rising up on top, your chin gently tucking, your jaw and your face softening. Close your eyes. You can rest your hands in any position that you like. And just start to breathe a little more slowly. I was just thinking today, a lot of solutions come, a lot of problems can be solved by just taking one really slow breath. So start to slow your breath down now, breathing through your nose. A sense of gratitude just for being here, being together. We're all together here from all over the world, doing something for ourselves today. Feel that sense of gratitude, gratefulness. Allow your belly to soften so your breath can come down a little bit lower so it's not stuck in your upper body. Feel that breath sort of gently moving and massaging your rib cage and your back. And now, if you can, you'll try to even out your in and out breaths so they're about the same length. Equal, even inhales and exhales. I think we talked about this a little last week. I believe it was last week. But if you put a very slight smile on your face, not so much that you're using and squeezing the muscles, but just upturning the very soft corners of your mouth a bit, that's going to have a ripple effect on your entire nervous system. And sending the brain a message that you're safe, that you're relaxed, open. Welcome everyone. If you're just coming in, we're just getting started. Closing the eyes, slowing the breath down. Feeling just simple gratitude for being able to explore these things. Having a safe space, having connectivity. Today we're going to be exploring our own spiritual self-intimacy. How our relationship is going with our innermost self, our highest self, our own unique gifts that we bring to this world, where we stand with them, if we're expressing them, if we even know what they are, if they've changed from what we thought they were. And I want to be really, really clear that we should not be judging today, ever in meditation, but especially today. Not be self-judgmental about what comes up. We're really just watching and trying to learn. Relationships take time, even the relationships with ourselves. So breath is becoming nice and even. Body is relaxing into your seat. Heart is lifted, lots of space in the chest. Go ahead and just gently bring your internal gaze, so your internal focus, up to the forehead, the space behind the forehead. You can imagine that space like a movie screen or a stage in a theater. All of your attention is one pointed right in that space now. I'm going to start with a series of questions. You can keep your breath even like this and slow, just keep it going. Or if you feel calm, you can just let it go back to normal. And I'm just going to give a series of prompts for you to reflect on in your mind's eye. I want you to be really conscious and aware of your mind wanting to judge, like I said, or wanting to create stories or to kind of pull you off into deeper memories. And if that happens, just come back to this present moment that we are here in class presenting this idea and seeing what comes. We're not grabbing for an answer. We're not pushing anything away. We're just watching what comes, hoping to learn over time and stay open-minded. So let's begin. All of your focus at the back of the forehead. How do I feel about my connection to the universe, to nature, or to a higher power? How do I feel about my own connection to the universe, nature, or a higher power, whatever it is you believe in? Bring that to mind. What comes up? Is this feeling stronger now than when I was younger, or do I feel less connected? Is this feeling I have for the universe, nature, higher power stronger than when I was younger, or do I feel less connected now? Remember, there's no right and no wrong. And does this connection to my inner spirit, my soul, if you think about what your soul is to you, your innermost spirit, is this connection feeling more or less pronounced than it was a few years ago? So, do you feel more connected with your inner self or less connected with your inner self than you did, say, 3 or 4 years ago? And do you think you feel more or less connected with that innermost self than you did 10 years ago? Think back a decade ago. Letting thoughts and ideas pass by, letting information come up, even if it seems unrelated, it may be related, it may be significant, and it may make sense later. So, the next question or prompt: what activities help me to feel connected to that thing that is greater than myself? What activities help me feel connected to that higher power, whatever is greater than self? Not what activities should make me feel connected, what activities actually make me feel connected, you as an individual. Consider the activities that you did as a child too. Right? Things that you've tried in the past that maybe you're not focused on right now. Try to recall the details of participating in these activities and what it felt like. If it's feeling good, let that good feeling wash over your body. Enjoy it. Pulling up all the details that you can. Maybe you did something just last week, or maybe you haven't done something in a decade. But if you felt really connected and in tune with your higher self, you're going to remember it deeply in all of your cells. All right, our next prompt, we'll just let that one clear away. Next prompt: have I ever had a mystical experience? Have you ever had a mystical experience, that sense of being connected with every single thing on the earth, every single thing in existence? Reflect on any experiences of feeling connected to everything, or out of body experiences where you feel like you've lost body sensation and you're just energy, or feeling part of something that's much bigger than your small self. It could just be feeling like you're part of something bigger. It could be a more subtle, vague feeling that there's something more and you're connected to that. So reflect if you've ever had a mystical experience like that. Try to recall what it felt like if you have. And if you don't think you have, try to imagine what it might feel like to lose that sense of your ego self, your attachment to body, your small self, and to actually be connected and see sameness with everything everywhere. What would that feel like? Notice as you imagine these things, what's happening in your physical body in this moment. Are there any specific reactions, specific sensations? And we're moving to our last prompt. What is one action that I can take, or one activity that I can plan in the next few weeks? A few could be 3, could be 10. In the next few weeks, that will make me feel deeply connected like that. If you felt it before, then what can you do to make you feel like that again? If you don't think you've felt it before, what's an activity that you could think of that might get you closer to that feeling? And start to imagine that it will happen, that it's going to be planned very easily, no matter what it is, even if it involves travel or money that you don't have at this moment, or some kind of cooperation that isn't in existence. Whatever it is, those barriers and obstacles will be dissolved. Imagine that this activity will take place and it's already planned. Notice how this feels in your body right now. You may be feeling two different things or a combination of two different things. You might be feeling resistance or acceptance and receptivity, or some combination of fluctuation of those two things. Just notice that again without any judgment. Imagine the plan is already in place. You're going to be doing this thing that makes you feel connected, even if it's just for an hour. It doesn't have to be an enormous event. Noticing where your breath has gone, if your breath has changed. If you feel like you're getting a little lost in the visualization, imagination, come back into your breath, come back into the body, this moment right now. As we can visualize a future activity or situation and still be present in the body. We don't want to get too lost in it for too long. We want to do a little time travel, notice how it feels, bring that back into the body, right here and now. And I said that was the last prompt, but I forgot one. It's probably the most important one. So we're still breathing slowly and eyes closed. What do you think that your unique gift is? That special thing that you are meant to bring into the world, no matter how small or big. There may be one thing, there may be several things, a handful of things, and it's very likely as well that you're not sure, no matter what age you are. So there's no right or wrong. For some people, they may know a specific thing their entire life, and other people, things may come and go and change and shift as they're sorting through to see what's most important to bring forth at any point in time. So if you're not sure yet, just be open to the unveiling of your own creative gifts. I say creative because it's whatever is unique in you that you can create in this reality. And watching also for self-judgment here, because a lot of us in this modern world, we don't have time. We may be doing a job or a career that has nothing to do with our gift, just because we need to work. So there's no feelings of guilt. We are just witnessing and being open to it, trying to reconnect or connect if we've never connected. And through that, developing a relationship. Sometimes we find ways, it's like a miracle, that things come up in our life, openings to offer that gift once we're familiar with it. Go ahead now and bring your attention, your inner focus down to your heart center. If you like, you can place one or both palms right over your heart, your physical heart. Feel the warmth of your palms melting into the flesh. Feel the heartbeat under your palms. And as you take a deep breath in, feel your chest lifting into your hands. Start to deepen your breath. Lifting all of the ribs. As you exhale, letting go of any remaining tension. Letting the palms come back down to the lap. Notice the weight of your seat in your chair, on your cushion, blocks. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin and your face. And finally, notice any noises around you in the environment. And when you feel ready, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, bringing your full awareness back into the room, into your space. As always, take a moment to notice how you feel after that practice. Notice what you're feeling in your body, your mind, your general mood. I want to congratulate you all for going through that. It's a lot of information. Again, as we said at the end of the other classes, if you would like to continue with some of these prompts, whichever ones you remember that stand out to you, those are probably the ones that you should explore a little more. You can do that in meditation or just reflection, maybe before you go to bed, right when you wake up, when the subconscious is very open. You could do this in journaling, just free writing,